And I'm Marc Ramson.
Hey Mark, what's going on?
Just looking over the script.
Yeah, exciting new season. You know, I'm looking forward to getting to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, when are we gonna start?
Pretty soon.
Oh, well, you kind of like in my spot.
Well, I just kind of sat here. I mean, it's not really a big deal, is it? I mean, like we just thought, it's a new season. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I mean, like you could like get the out of my chair if you want. No,
I mean,
you
it's
can
not
get
that. It seems like a big deal, honestly.
I mean, I wasn't joking. If that's what you're implying.
Well,
I think you just need
I
to
think
get,
you just
I
need
think
to
you should
get
get out.
I think what you need to do is you gotta tell me maybe beforehand, like, hey, don't sit in my seat before you
Maybe.
come.
I thought it was kind of implied.
Dude,
It's
just
fine. Is
ask
this
me
how this
nicely.
season's gonna
Just
go?
ask
This
me
is how this
nicely.
season's gonna go. Hi everyone, welcome back to Nude News. I'm Andrew Furman.
And I'm Marc Ramson.
Boy, Mark, it sure is sweet to be back in the studio, kicking off season 5 of Nude News.
Couldn't agree with you more. Let's get this started before they regret taking us up for another season.
We begin today's episode by following up on a story from last season. Last semester, calls rang out for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign or possibly be impeached. The now ex-governor has chosen the former of those options. After an investigative report claiming he'd sexually assaulted 11 women, many being his subordinates, the three-time Democrat resigned on Tuesday, August 10th. In his resignation speech, Cuomo denied that he had committed sexual harassment, but did apologize to the woman he offended. Nowhere during the speech was any mention made of the allegations which detailed a mishandling of data on COVID-related nursing home deaths. Cuomo was succeeded by his lieutenant governor, Kathy Hochul. Hochul is popular among party leaders and, despite being a Democrat, once received a positive rating from the National Rifle Association and threatened to jail unauthorized immigrants who tried to legally apply for driver's licenses. It is believed that she has softened up on these positions. She was sworn in on August 24th.
On Thursday, August 26th, a suicide bomber killed 13 U.S. service members near the Kabul airport in Afghanistan. More than 160 people were killed and at least 200 people were wounded in one of the deadliest single attacks during the 20-year war in Afghanistan. Since Biden's withdrawal was declared, the U.S. has been evacuating troops and Afghani civilians alike. Terrorist organization ISIS-K took responsibility for the attack, a group opposed by the Taliban who are currently reigning over the country. Since the attack, the U.S. has launched retaliatory bombings, some of which have led to civilian deaths. The story is still ongoing, but the U.S. has completed its withdrawal from Afghanistan and ended their mission to evacuate civilians, according to the head of the Central Command, General Mackenzie.
Hurricane Ida caused much destruction through its 4-day duration on land. Ida made landfall late Monday in Louisiana, and by Tuesday, Ida began traveling through parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. On Wednesday, Ida ripped through Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, and West Virginia, hitting parts of Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts before making its way back out to sea on Friday. Despite being only a Category 2 hurricane, Ida wreaked havoc in all of the states it went through, causing massive amounts of power outages, extreme flooding, and tornadoes. The Northeast was hit especially hard with flooding and tornadoes, even spawning an F3 tornado in New Jersey, and 7 tornadoes were reported in the Philadelphia region alone. However, these are not the only concerns that Ida brought, as each state is experiencing its own struggle in the face of her aftermath. Among power outages, the people of Louisiana were also facing gas shortages, as 8 of the gas refineries that make up 2/3 of their gas capacity were not operating as of September 3rd. There are at least 45 confirmed storm-related deaths in the Northeast alone. Our thoughts and prayers are with all that were affected by Hurricane Ida.
On Wednesday, September 1st, the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 decision, voted to not accept the new case for the abortion ban in Texas. The court's majority declined to take this case because they believe that the abortion providers who brought the case did not have the necessary standing in order to bring the case to the court. The law that went into place states that if the heartbeat can be detected in pregnancy, then that pregnancy cannot be aborted. Heartbeats can be detected about 6 weeks after conception, which is often far before the woman even knows she is pregnant. There are no exceptions in this law for rape, sexual abuse, or incest, and there are extremely limiting circumstances for if the mother's life is endangered. However, the language of the law is so specific that there are circumstances that if the mother's health is endangered, she could still be required to continue the pregnancy to term. This law also has an additional clause that states if the public can bring a lawsuit against abortion providers and anyone who helps a woman obtain an abortion, if they successfully bring this law to court, they will be rewarded at least $10,000. The law was written in this way in order to avoid federal court review. Chief Justice John Roberts, who dissented with the 3 liberals of the court, attempted to make it clear in his dissent that the court's denial to take the case does not mean that they have determined the constitutionality of the law.
That's all for Nude News today, but we look forward to continuing to provide you with interviews and interesting segments throughout the semester.
Strap in. It's going to be a great season.
Yes, sir, I will. Remember, everyone, size only matters when it comes to poll numbers.
And maybe crowd sizes.
Make sure and see you next week.